In this session, we talk about the Laplace transform. More specifically, we take some example functions and then derive their Laplace transformation. So let's take a look at what is the definition of Laplace transformation. So Laplace transformation of a function, it's defined as the integration within the limits 0 to infinity, the function weighted by the term e to the minus st, where s, the complex number, will take it to be beta plus I omega. Okay. Now, few things about the functions that we are talking about. We'll consider all these functions to be 0 for t less than 0. Okay. So to express that, we'll use the so-called Dirac delta function, or the unit step function defined as delta t, which is 0 for all values of t less than 0 and 1 for all values of t greater than or equals 0. Okay. So if you have a function, suppose it's ft equal m, we'll write it as m delta naught, simply to indicate that the value of the function is m at t equals or greater than 0, but for t less than 0, the value of the function is 0. Okay. Now, similarly, so if we have this function ft equals m, what we mean really that if this is our time 0, we consider, suppose we have, if this is our 0 value for the y-axis, so before time 0, the function value is 0, and at time 0 it becomes m. So that represents what is the m function will look like. So similarly, if we consider a sinusoid, we'll consider that the sinusoid is some sort of zero before time t, before time equals 0, and then the sinusoid after time equals 0. Okay. Now that's within the equation for the transform. It's taken care of because we're taking the integration for the limit 0 to infinity. So that's inherently taken care of inside the transform function. Okay. Now take a look at some examples how to derive the Laplace transformation of some functions. So let's take the first example to be, suppose ft equals, say, m delta naught. So if I take the Laplace transform of the function, this will be limit 0 to infinity m. Recall that is the limit between 0 and infinity, so that's really taken care of within this integral for this part. So there is no, the area we're trying to find, the area between 0 and infinity. So before infinity, whatever there is not taken into account anyway. Just simply if we take this integration, we do the integration, we'll have this m comes out of this equation because that's not a function of t. E to the negative st becomes e to the power negative st, and like this for this part we have 1 over s, and that's the limit between 0 and infinity. And if we put the limit for infinity, so e to the negative st becomes 0, and then so 0 minus m, and for 0 it becomes 1, and this becomes negative 1 over s. We're not considering, say, negative s to be giving some sort of positive number for this case, because that will be the limit of divergence. So e to the negative st, which becomes, for t equals infinity, always will become 0. Okay, so this becomes m over s. So we get this Laplace transformation of, write it this way. So we have this first. Now take a look at the second example. Suppose we have a function e to the power negative bt. That's the exponentially decaying function. So if we take the Laplace transform e to bt, remember that always we are not, for the cases we will not be writing this e to the delta 0, or some cases we will write it, but we mean the same thing. The integration between 0 to infinity we have dt. It will give us e to the power negative s plus bt and negative 1 over s plus b between limit 0 and infinity. So if we evaluate the integral again for some values for s plus b to be always positive number, we'll get the area of convergence. That will give us some value. For this one will be, for infinity this one will be 0, and for 0 this one will be 1. So we get negative 1 over sb, and with the negative for the lower integral we will get negative, for the lower limit we get f to the power sb. So Laplace transform of so we have the second example here. Okay, let's look at another example where ft equals t delta naught, meaning that before t0 it's 0, and from t0 onward the value of t equals t, or you can say some function like at. So if we take the Laplace transformation of at, we'll have 0 to infinity at e to the power negative st dt. Okay, now for this case we'll use the integration by parts. Take this simple formulation, that this becomes u integral of v dt minus integral of du over dt dt. Again, if you know a different formulation, just use that, whatever is convenient for you. So now for this case we'll consider this t term to be the u and this term to be, so this one we'll consider to be v and this one we'll consider u, and this goes out anyway. So if we consider that way, we have this Laplace transformation of at will be, so again a goes out, for t we'll have t is equals u, so we have t integration of st dt limit 0 to infinity minus du over dt, because dt over dt becomes 1, and v dt, integration of v dt will become negative 1 over s st dt. Now if we take this, for this case we'll have this, we have the total area out t So this will be evaluated from 0 to infinity. So t, and if we take the integration here, it will be simply zero to infinity. So minus this becomes positive 1 over s, and if we take the integration of this now, we'll end up getting another term negative 1 over s e to the minus st 0 to infinity. Okay, now the entire thing is multiplied by a. Okay, so if you just do the simple putting the values of these limits here, for t equals 0 it will be 0, for t equals infinity this term will be 0, so this entire term becomes 0. This becomes negative 1 over s squared, and if you take the limit for it to the negative infinity becomes 0, and for the lower limit it is 0 will become 1. So eventually you get something like a over s squared. So Laplace transformation of at becomes a over 1 a over s squared. Okay, so there's just few examples of Laplace transform of different functions.